Hell Let Loose is a game that we all love because of its original take on the FPS genre. Hell Let Loose is also a game that frustrates us because it's an original take on the FPS genre. Due to its complexity and dependency of teamwork with strangers online, the game has both the best moments as well as the most annoying ones. I think that a lot of the frustrating moments occur due to a lack of knowledge about the game, and this is also where many confused new players stop playing. This actually happened to me when I started playing Hell Let Loose myself, and I didn't understand why people thought it was fun. I stopped playing for 4 months until one day I started up the game and it finally clicked. So are you someone that just started playing? I mean, I can imagine you see all these spawn points on the map and walking takes very long and there's only a couple of them on the map, and after walking all this distance you get shot from seemingly out of nowhere and you have to do it all over again. And people all seem to be on the way somewhere, but it makes no sense. It feels kind of empty. And maybe you log off and you think, well, this game is not for me. Why would anyone enjoy this slow pace of gameplay, walking huge distances and no information on the screen whatsoever? And I can imagine that there's actually a lot of people that comment this kind of stuff on my videos and they just stop playing the game because it's not for them. But there's actually one piece of information that could change your outlook on the game. It's a very important piece of information because it kind of summarizes what the game is about, and I think it's the most important realization to have about this game. And that is, you can't do shit without your squad, and especially your squad leader in this game. The game modes are designed around working with your squad. Because if you do work with your squad, it's not a running simulator, getting shot out of nowhere non-stop. It's not how the game is played, and even though it still happens, it's not kind of the norm. And the game is actually not that slow-paced. There's way worse games out there. So first of all, you should understand that 2 games are being played at the same time. Firstly, there's you and your squad. You basically undertake missions that the squad leader takes the lead in, and you as a squad member execute these missions. Your squad leader brings his spawn point with him, so everyone is close to the action. This is called an outpost. So your squad leader actually brings this in his inventory and places it down, and then the entire squad can spawn on it. All of the classes in the squad have different utilities. You've got the engineer, who can build fortifications, but also resource nodes. That's something you can get into later. Also traps and all this kind of stuff. There's the support, who brings supplies. You can build team-wide spawn points together with the squad leader with that. There's anti-tank, of course. And this is all part of the squad gameplay, the hands-on execution of all these missions. But secondly, there's also a strategic game being played. Because all the squad leaders and the team's commander, which is a single person leading the entire team, are in a separate voice chat, and they discuss the larger plan. They discuss where to drop the spawn points for the entire team, which are called garrisons by the way, and they can also even coordinate airstrikes, supply drops and other stuff. But you don't have to be bothered with that in the beginning, but know that there are 2 games being played, and actually the stuff that rolls out of the command chat is being executed by the squad leaders, and that's where you are in that specific squad. So without the squad leader communicating this plan or not doing anything, you're just walking around like a headless chicken basically. So this might be confusing at first, because when you just bought the game, you log into a game, there's a high chance you end up in a squad with no squad leader or someone who doesn't communicate. And this also has specific reasons. One reason for that is that there's quite a big grind in the game, and which is not really that much of a problem if you just play normal squad roles. But if you're playing as a squad leader, you reach the maximum level, there's nothing else you can unlock. So you want to play other classes, but that means not playing squad leader. So this kind of system makes sure that less people want to play squad leader. And apart from that, it's also the most stressful role, because a lot of people feel like people are judging them. But I don't know, people in Hell Let Loose are quite chill. I don't have a lot of whining from other people generally. And because squad leaders are so important for the experience of the average player in the team or in the squad, I actually highly recommend switching squads or even servers to find someone who does communicate. And you might think it's a lot of trouble because you just want to shoot some people, but believe me, you will shoot a lot more people if you put the effort into this. Hell Let Loose games take up to 2 hours, so it's worth setting yourself up for a good game. When you understand the basic fact that you are nothing without your squad and squad leader, this will add some structure as well as solutions to your game. You can pick any class and support the current mission. If things are unclear, ask your squad. So that's why it's also important to use a mic. And if there's no spawn points near the action, the person who can solve this is your squad leader, because he actually brings a spawn point. If there are no talking squad leaders, watch some guides. I made one a while back actually for playing squad leader, and maybe try the kit yourself. Even the bare minimum is better than no squad leaders. And I don't mean like all new players should hop onto being a squad leader immediately, but these days there's quite many games without communicating squad leaders, and it's better to have a guy that at least talks and can reply and build spawn points than having none at all. Because squad leaders are essential and many people appreciate if you play one. You also have a crazy rush if you're squad leading for the first time and people actually listening to you and you're just undertaking missions together, and I assure you it's one of the best gaming experience you'll ever have. At least you can place spawn points for you and the rest of the squad, even if you don't do anything else, but you can stay in the action and it just reduces the frustration. You don't have to be perfect, just have a mic, and if you're not afraid of talking, you can solve most situations in game by just asking questions and just replying to people, to be honest. So before we continue, I want to ask you if you're enjoying watching How Let Loose content. I make quite a lot of it. So if you want to stay up to date with new videos, why not like and subscribe? So anyway, in the ideal situation, your squad leader relieves much of the frustrations of How Let Loose. They are giving you a goal to work towards. I mean, you could be attacking a certain bunker, taking out an enemy garrison in a small town. You can be flanking a tank in order to destroy it. You could be defending. There's so many things you could do, but actually the squad leader, gives you the goal to work towards. They also make sure you don't have to walk so far. So if you bring a spawn point, that changes everything. And also a very important point is that they drop markers on the map. Well, they can drop markers on the map. Not everyone does that, unfortunately. But this will help you with identifying enemies. So it's also less unclear where the enemy is and which hatch, like 200 meters away, shooting you all the time. Squad leaders have binoculars, so they can also see it better than you can. And also squad leaders will enable you to play other classes more effectively, such as the engineer. Because the engineer can build a lot of different things, but they need supplies in order to do that. And the squad leader can actually ask the commander in command chat to drop supplies or spawn a supply truck or any other things. So you can actually build stuff as the engineer, for example. And also squad leaders can just explain stuff to you if it's unclear, because there's no official tutorials in the game yet, and of course there's YouTube guides, but squad leaders can also explain stuff to you hands-on while you're playing the game, and it's actually the best way to learn How Let Loose, I think. Finding a communicating squad in the first place can be hard, as lots of people don't take the first step in talking. I made a guide actually about increasing your chances of finding a communicating squad, so check this out because it might help you. So let's say you did find a squad with a communicating squad leader, what now? Well, just as was needed, the squad leader could use engineers for building resource nodes, as the commander needs these to use their abilities. There could be a tank nearby, and they need an anti-tank in the squad. A pick that's almost always good is the support class, because they have supplies in their inventory that they can bring and drop on the floor, and the squad leader can use these to make a garrison, which is a spawn point for the entire team again. And these are absolutely critical, and these win games, because this game is about map control, so the more garrisons you have in the best spots will determine the course of any game. And also if you're in the squad, just ping targets with the middle mouse button and support your squad, let people know callouts, and the squad leader can actually mark these on the map with more specific markers, so just support the squad. So to summarize this video, the purpose and spawn points in this game are created by the players themselves. There's no set objective apart from the game mode, but all the actual hands-on execution of the missions is all determined by the squad leaders themselves, and this requires a squad leader. So you should actively seek out one or be one yourself as a last resort. This will definitely reduce your frustrations, increase your effectiveness, and just make the game a lot more fun. So finally, if you want to see how a game of How Let Loose is played with an active squad leader, check out this older video of mine where my friend Devs is squad leading. This will give you a good example and hopefully some insight in how it works. Anyway, thanks for watching, good luck with learning the game, please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.